no disrespect him, but sometimes it's a little crazy that people talking about a small fighter like Charlo. He's big, which he's.
Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford have been building up to their fight for a long time. Both world champions are ready for the fight. People will definitely remember this fight as the best of the year. In just 2 fights, Terence Crawford has gone from being a welterweight to a super middleweight, which is an amazing feat.
I tell you like this, the man must have seen something when he called to Canelo out, because you gotta remember, Bud called Canelo out. So he must see something in order for him to get that win, and he know he can win.
That being said, Terence Crawford is the only fighter who could make such a huge jump. The Omaha fighter also possesses a unique ability to shut his ears to doubters. He did it before the Errol Spence fight and ended up sending the truth about his absence from boxing for nearly 2 years. Crawford is also ignoring the doubters who said he was crazy to move up to weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez. If he does everything right, he will be the only male boxer to be undisputed in 3 weight classes, an accomplishment that will go down in boxing history forever.
So no make sense when you guys say that right now. At the end of the day, I don't want to have credit to face Crawford, but you never.
Terence Crawford knows that he has to work hard to get ready for the biggest night of his fighting career in order to reach this goal. On the other hand, Canelo Alvarez is getting ready for a fight with William Skull in May. This doesn't happen very often anymore. Crawford and Canelo Alvarez are 2 competitors with great records going up against each other. There have been more than 100 fights between them, and they have won a lot of world championships. In a bout as technical and fierce as this, many think the weight differential will be the determining factor, which may be completely incorrect. On the night,
first off, how excited are you about it, and break the fight down for us?
Well, I ain't gonna break the fight down for you because I don't want to get a game plan away, but I'm excited for Terence more than anything to get the fight that he wants, to show the world that he's great. He's great, one of the great.
A lot of people think Crawford should prepare for the fight by fighting at a 160-pound catchweight. It's not a sure thing, though. Considering how important the fight versus Crawford is, Alvarez could choose to take more time off to keep his body fresh, but he doesn't like to rest too much, based on his past history. As for who he would fight, it looks that William Skull is the most likely candidate. The IBF super middleweight champion has been in touch with Canelo's management since the beginning of the year.
It's a little crazy that people talking about a small fighter like Charlo. He's big.
Canelo, on the other hand, is already 34 years old, and while he shows no signs of slowing down, he may be nearing the conclusion of his professional career. In a recent interview with Ring magazine, Canelo addressed when he would consider hanging up the gloves. He responded, "I don't know, yeah, I'm getting closer to retirement, but I'm doing great. I feel better than I have in a long time, perhaps. Even at 38, yeah, I think 38 is the right age to start thinking about it." He went on to say, "I've had both unpleasant and unnecessary fights. In those instances, I take risks throughout my work. I enjoy the challenges and what I do, and I try to show everyone how amazing I am. I love going up and down in weight. I never look at my record and think, I did this." My trainer is continuously talking about it, and he shows me what I've done with all of the world champs, which is quite amazing.
Named you and Terence Crawford as one of the top 5 fights that he wants to see this year. Is that a fight that you're considering now?
We'll see. We'll see. Everything is possible. We'll see. We want to talk about it. Sit down.
Canelo Alvarez last beat Edgar Berlanga in September 2024. According to reports, his long-rumored fight with Terence Crawford is on the edge of happening in 2025. For the time being, the outcome of this possible conflict is undetermined. Both fighters have existing responsibilities, and the feasibility of an agreement is dependent on a number of factors, including contract talks and strategic decisions by both teams. Few fighters have faced both Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. The only man to do so inside a professional ring was Amir Khan, who lost to the pair via stoppage, and he's already pondered on how a Crawford versus Canelo bout may play out.
What do I think of that fight?
Yeah.
I think that, everybody knows that Crawford got the skills. I do think that Canelo's a little big. He's a little big for Crawford, and it'll be a tall task for him to win.
However, a few others have sparred with the two men, and one of them has now shared his thoughts on how he thinks the fantasy showdown will play out. That man is middleweight challenger Karen Davis, who faced fellow Canelo foe David Benavidez in November 2021 after sparring with both Bud and Canelo. Davis told Mill City Boxing that Crawford will face a difficult test and that he would want Alvarez to win. Canelo is a big guy, so it will take a lot. Canelo can take a punch, therefore you won't hurt him. I don't think Crawford can harm him with a single punch. Perhaps he can cut an eye or something, or irritate him on the body.
It'll be a lot you have to, it'll be a lot to get that victory based on, size alone. Not that size wins fights, but you got a guy that got size and skills. It'll be hard. I mean,
he needs to put some fat on gloves and move to the body. That will be a tall order. Canelo is a skilled fighter who uses many techniques and traps. It's not easy to box, nothing is impossible, but I'd bet on Canelo. I'm not taking anything away from Crawford, but Canelo is great. Can Canelo stop him? He is a bigger guy. I believe that a single punch will serve, despite his rocky connection with Canelo. Alvarez, Oscar de la Hoya has expressed his thoughts on a possible fight between the Mexican superstar and Terence Crawford.
Oscar, Terence Crawford says he wants to fight Canelo. He's changed his tune. He said he's willing to move up 3 weight divisions. To me, that's kind of crazy, but that just shows you, like, man, the dog that's in Terence Crawford. If Canelo is victorious against Charlo...
De La Hoya says that his forecasts about a potential Canelo fight are unbiased. Oscar de la Hoya makes a bold prediction about the possible result of this hypothetical matchup. The former world champion thinks Canelo, who is 1.554, would have a clear advantage over Crawford due to his better stature and power. Crawford didn't look to be a threat up in the ring against a beast, so image Canelo as the bigger guy and a beast. It's almost like there is no race. Come on, when has a tiny good guy ever beaten a good bigger guy? It has never happened in the sport's past, and it is extremely rare. De La Hoya told Fight Hub TV that Crawford, who is known for his technical skill and striking power, will face a huge physical hurdle in facing Canelo at his natural weight.
Terence Crawford will beat Canelo anytime. Anytime. Because, and this is...
While some experts think Terence Crawford has the ability to fight with Canelo, the size and power difference could be decisive. Demetrius Andrade, a former super middleweight world champion, commented on this highly anticipated fight.
Just too much overall. Like, is that kind of the same thing with the Crawford and Canelo because of the weight classes, the weight between them?
Yeah, I believe so.
Crawford is a wonderful friend to me. We reach out to one another. We've been touring the world with the amateur program. He saw me beat people up, and I saw him beat them up. I believe the stories could go on, but when it comes to weight strength, that stuff is true, Andrade remarked in an interview with Fight Hub TV. Andrade, who was formerly linked to a bout with Canelo, acknowledged Terence Crawford's incredible talent and technique, but thinks Canelo has a huge advantage due to his height and experience in higher weight classes. Canelo is a big bad wolf who can run all night. I believe Crawford has the ability, but when it comes to Saul getting shots and blocking his big shots, Canelo knows how to move as well. He is agile, not robotic. I mean, it will be tough, Andrade explained.
Love Crawford, he's a good friend. We reach out to each other. We've been travel the world through the amateur program. He see me beat people up. I see him beat people up. He see me get beat up. I got beat up. We both...
Jones Jr. spoke with Mill City Boxing about this possible fight and praised Crawford's talent and skills. The famous fighter saw Canelo as the favorite.
Who's trying to take over and start beating the guys around him? He's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy.
I prefer Terence, but I'm going to lean against Canelo because of his size early on. But if he lets Terence to enter the fight, Terence will be an issue. If Terence can deal with the size, he will beat him. Jones Jr. cited Canelo's punching power as a key factor in the bout.
Bud looks to try to make history and get out. Get his big bank and get out. His big bank is who? Canelo. He willing to take that gamble.
That's what I mean. We won't know until we see Terence be hit, and we haven't seen him get hit with that power. Jones Jr. noted that this is the deciding factor. If you can change Bud's battle plan, you have a chance of defeating him. If you can't damage him, you can't change his fight plan, and you're in trouble. This study emphasizes Crawford's necessity to counter Canelo's famed power. Crawford may be able to pull off a historic upset if he can use his technical boxing skills to avoid Canelo's deadly punches. While fans continue to dream about a Canelo-Crawford battle, Canelo Alvarez is busy training for his next fight.
If he beats him, he may go fight Benavidez next. If he don't beat him, he say, okay, I took it as high as I could go. I'm done.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy if he gets the win.
The International Boxing Federation interim champion, William Skull, has been mentioned as a possible opponent. This was not always the case for Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr., a Hall of Fame boxer, current promoter, trainer, and recognized commentator, previously outlined situations in which he sees both Terence Crawford and David Benavidez defeating Alvarez. Before deviating from his earlier prediction, he started with David Benavidez, saying, "It's a difficult bout to call because Benavidez throws so many punches. Sometimes power can interfere and change the situation," Jones commented in an interview with boxingscene.com.
For Crawford, I'm not sure about that because Crawford does have punching power and shock, but I think Canelo's a little big. He showed tonight that he's pretty big, so I probably would rather see.
The problem is if Canelo is willing to accept the risk. I don't think he will right now since he doesn't see a reason to. If he can't hurt Benavidez in the first 3 or 4 rounds, I don't think he'll win the fight. The two-time 168-pound title holder Benavidez has been hitting the table for a shot at Alvarez for the past 2 years. Crawford, who was once regarded as the world's finest welterweight, is ready to move up to weight classes to face the Mexican star. Alvarez, on the other hand, thinks that a victory over Crawford would have minimal impact on his legacy, despite the fact that many people believe Crawford has a good chance of winning. Charlo will fight Crawford first, and then see what happens. If he performs well against Charlo in terms of weight, we'll see if he can put up a fight. Yes, but if anyone can do it and pull it off, it's Crawford, so you can't say no, Jones explained. "I was the type of guy that if someone said they were better than me and if I can get near to your weight, here I come. I gave John Ruiz 33 pounds when I won the heavyweight belt in 2003. I didn't care because I wanted to show that I was pound for pound the best and to do something historic that had never been done." That's probably how Bud feels right now. He wants to do something historic to solidify his reputation in boxing. Who wouldn't want to see the pound for pound best from yesterday fight the pound for pound best from today? It's a huge fight. If he puts the muscle and weights, how can you doubt him? One thing is certain, he's going to go out there and fight, not just take a paycheck. He's going to go out there and try to win the fight because that's who Bud is. If he carries the weight, it'll be a good fight. He can box just like Floyd Mayweather, and he can also fight. He hits and doesn't get hit. If he can take the punch at that weight, he'll probably win the fight, but not right now. Jones, who changed in weight throughout the latter portion of his career as a 4-division champion, thinks Alvarez should continue his career at super middleweight. It's definitely best if Alvarez stays at 168. I couldn't understand why he went to 175 to fight Dmitry Bivol. Anyway, Jones said he had already beaten Sergey Kovalev, who was nearing the end of his career. Bivol was in the center of his. They were two different beasts. He got the crusher at the appropriate time. Go back down and rule where you are. Don't try to fight another one. Lightning won't strike again. Former WBO and WBC light welterweight champion Timothy Bradley, however, thinks none of the two can derail the Bud train. Rather, he believes Crawford is the only man capable of ending his reign of terror over the sport.
I don't think we've seen anything like Terence Crawford in all my years of boxing. I know that for a fact. I do study history. I've never seen anybody that has everything.
At this time, I believe Crawford is the only one capable of defeating himself. Bradley previously told Fight Hype, Madrimov is the champion, and he must be recognized, but Crawford wins hands down in terms of skill. I think he will do well against Canelo. Would I be scared if they fought? Yes, because Canelo can punch, and all it will take is one big punch, but as long as he uses his legs, athleticism, and defense to move out of the way, he should be able to beat Canelo. Interestingly, Bradley thinks Crawford can outbox Canelo in the same way that Floyd Mayweather Jr. did 11 years ago, when he defeated the Mexican star when he was 22 years old fighting at a catch weight in 2013. Crawford has good speed, power, and timing. And he can switch the way he moves to have the toughness and meanness that he has, as well as the way he finishes and breaks down guys. Crawford is about to turn 37, has never fought above 147 pounds, and would be coming up in weight without being tried at 168 by the top contender. More fans would agree with Bradley if Crawford were interested in providing himself at 160 against the Killers and at 168 to show that he can hang. The fans perceive Crawford is in a hurry to get a huge payday against Canelo and a golden parachute so that he can live in luxury in his retirement years. One of the smartest guys that I've ever seen in the ring, right up there with Floyd Mayweather, so yeah, I would pick Terence Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez. Charlo comes in at 150 pounds, according to Timothy Bradley, in response to Canelo Alvarez's statement that he is not interested in fighting welterweight Terence Crawford since he has nothing to gain from the bout. He often moved up a few weight classes to face Canelo. He went in there and lay an egg. He just went in there and survived. He simply felt, I'm not on Canelo's level, but the difference was Crawford's thinking. He's a top pound-for-pound fighter. Bradley observed, well, we don't know if Crawford will be any different from Jermall Charlo because he's not volunteering to test himself against some of the top super middleweights to give fans a reference point.
Which I don't know, and I ain't gonna tell you why I would pick Terence Crawford, but it's part of the secret, is the reason why I'm picking him to win the fight. So
is it like a skill set? Is it like a preparation thing, or?
Nope, I'm not.
If Crawford wanted to prove himself against David Benavidez or David Morrell, you could be sure that he simply showed up for the payout versus Canelo without trying to win, since Crawford has no intention of fighting anyone at 168 pounds before facing Canelo. You can only assume that this is completely about money. Charlo was never rated a top pound-for-pound fighter. Crawford offers a specific skill set, according to Bradley. He's a competitor guy, and he's been targeting Canelo. He wants to fight Canelo, and I think he will succeed against him. I actually do know a secret, and I won't tell you why I chose Terence Crawford, but part of the secret is why I believe he will win the fight. So, is it similar to a skill set? Is it like a preparation thing? No, it is not. Now, am I worried about the battle if they fight? Absolutely, because Canelo's a puncher. That dude can hit, and it only takes one. He once punched a guy named Terence, who is moving up 3 weight classes to fight with him. However, like we watched with Floyd Mayweather, he was able to outbox Canelo in 2013 when he was 22 years old, as well as outthink him. Bradley uses Mayweather as an example to back up his claim that Crawford can give up massive size and still beat Canelo, but we're not sure if that's true. Canelo faced welterweight Mayweather at 154. To put it simply, if the fight happened, you would see him because many people think Terence is capable of competing. It wasn't like Mayweather moved up to 168 and faced a prime version of Canelo at full power, but Bradley had more evidence in favor of Crawford. I believe Crawford has the ability to outbox him, outthink him, make him miss, and make him pay, Bradley stated. As long as he doesn't catch too many and uses his legs, athleticism, and defense to stay out of the way, he should be able to beat Canelo.
Canelo, because he's been hit by bigger guys, he's not gonna, I don't want to say show him respect, but he's gonna be able to get, okay, I could walk through this, I could take a little risk and set up my traps, cut the ring off, dig to the body, and wear Terence down over the rounds.
I'm just gonna tell you like this.
Yeah.
Slow planning forward. Canelo has a good kick, is quick, and throws a lot of hooks. Crawford simply moves away from all of these and underneath them. We think he will be able to defeat Canelo based on what Charlo accomplished. Charlo stayed motionless because he was afraid of being knocked unconscious. I don't blame him, he didn't want to be on a sign. I get it, but you claimed you wanted to be great, and you weren't that night. Crawford is willing to be great, and I believe he can do it, said Bradley. While Canelo hasn't paid much attention to the challenge, the fans have, and they are split on what will happen, but Sean Porter, who knows what Crawford can accomplish, is concerned. The others counter, no, That's 2 more weight classes. Once he's touched by Canelo, it's different. I'm worried about him absorbing a Canelo punch over the course of 12 rounds. It's a difficult fight to predict, without a question. Take a look at Crawford's impressive showing against an elite-level boxer like Errol Spence Jr. That's all for now. Stay up to current on boxing news, moments, events, and activities by subscribing to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to switch on notifications to be told when we post quality material like this. Until next time, peace out.